Welcome to Married to Movies. Industry insiders John Russell and Tracy Kring live and work happily in cinematrimony. They're sharing behind-the-scenes adventures of writing, producing, and appreciating films.
Good morning, babe.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I love you, babe.
Love you, babe. Let's tell them what our names are.
Oh, names. Good idea. We actually started over because we forgot our names.
We're just going to do it. We're just going to use the first one.
Exactly. And then this will be part of it too.
We are not fake people. If people out there are like, oh, they're so fake.
I love it.
I
love it how you take our inadequacy and you turn it into a strength.
It is a strength.
Exactly.
My name's Tracy.
My name's John.
And this is
Married to Movies. See, that's the most fake thing we can do.
Yeah, pretty much. But you joined in. I didn't mean for that to happen.
I think it would be funny if I joined in.
We're going to talk about being a husband and wife filmmaking team. We're going to talk about watching movies.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about our breakfast right now.
Yes, exactly.
We're going to eat breakfast the whole time.
Right now we're eating a different version of a banana pancake than we've had before.
Well, we didn't have peanut butter.
We didn't have peanut butter.
We're just having that.
But this works better.
Well, it did, but I did put a little flour in it. It felt too loose. Mm-hmm. I just put like a couple tablespoons of flour in it. Mm-hmm. But we got some fruit on top, some strawberries and oranges, and our new favorite, really, whipped cottage cheese. And if you're not whipping your cottage cheese, just leave. Get out of here. We don't want you on our podcast.
Yeah, it absolutely. I have never been a person who liked cottage cheese, but when you whip it, you got to whip it. Whip it right.
I knew that was coming.
Hey, it could have been Devo. Okay, I went more with the Gap Band. That's a little bit of a deeper cut. Let it whip. Whip it, baby. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. I have to keep going. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
My face is one of those blanky faces.
Yeah. The blank. Yes. Okay. The other thing is with your cottage cheese, you put some sugar in it. And basically,
or sweetener, whatever.
Right, you're creating a variation on whipped cream.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Yeah, it really is.
And it has a little bit of protein for you. Because really, it's that protein that's going to keep you, full for longer.
I'm sure you're glad you've been listening to this podcast about movies where we've done nothing but talk about breakfast.
I'm going to give you some ASMR right now. This is doesn't that sound good? The bowl that the whipped cottage cheese is in. It's one of these little black cauldrons from the Mexican restaurant, and I didn't steal it.
What do you think about ASMR, Tracy?
I kind of like ASMR. Oh, Lord, but I do not like those girls who just go...
They're hot.
Really?
They're kind of hot. Yeah,
God.
Yeah.
I can do that for you later.
I remember back in the day when I was a single man, okay, and you would get on the phone with pretty much any girl. Just like any girl, any random girl, and a girl at a Pizza Hut, the girl who's doing your phone surveys, any girl, and you would flirt with her. And you would convince yourself because of the sound of her voice that she was hot and she wanted to date you and you were going to make babies together. Mm. This is what happens when you're a single man. You basically live in delusion constantly.
I feel like that prepared you for a life of film.
That's true. That's a really good transition, babe. Nicely done. We're getting good at this. We got an email.
Oh, yeah, the email you got this morning.
Film Haas.
So
if we end up doing it, every time we save it. Phil Haas.
Would you actually pull up the email? Because I have to say, maybe festivals are really
maybe they're up in their game.
No, maybe they're hurting for submissions. I don't know, but
I mean, I could swear this is a personalized email. I could swear
I wonder if it's AI.
Is. Oh shit!
It could be AI, which I love.
You could be right.
Because they talk about how touched you should be.
Wait. Okay.
Hold on. Something we didn't get to yesterday.
Oh, really? Well,
my point about film festivals I was going to make, which was the festival, the Appalachian Film Festival, where we had two movies there.
Yes.
We actually went home, and the thing that usually never happens happened, we got a call from a distributor and they wanted to distribute the films. We conferred with our producer.
Yes.
If it was that easy to get a distribution offer, they must just be growing on trees.
Yeah. Worst advice ever. God love you, Dad. You're in heaven right now, and I can tell you that was the worst advice you've ever given me. I mean, and that's saying something, because you gave me some really bad advice at different points.
But the thing is, I don't think that ruined our career.
No.
I think it just put off the inevitable of like learning how sometimes distribution is
Sometimes?
not the answer.
Sometimes distribution. No, the thing about distribution, or at our particular level, which is when we're talking about movies that do not have star power, there were in my view, there were two reasons people watch a movie. Okay, they watch a movie for who's in the movie. You know, you're like scanning through and you're going, who's in that? Oh, I know them. Oh, that's interesting. I've seen them in things before that I like. So that's just a snake eating its tail. That's popular movies getting other movies popular.
Or it just sounds so interesting that you want to check it out.
And that's the other reason. You know, and that usually falls under the category of genre. You know, because, you know, it's just like, I like this kind of movie, therefore I want to see this kind of movie. Mm-hmm. Right. So did you find it? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
Okay. Hey John, guten Morgen, and sending positive vibes from Berlin. I'm blankety blank, the main scouter for Filmhaus. It's my responsibility to get submissions and make recommendations to the jury, and I think Girl in the Palms is a very Filmhaus.
Filmhaus!
It is very Filmhaus from the little I've seen. It looks amazing. We are big on underground and low-budget cinema. I first discovered it on Film Freeway, and from there I've been researching you a little. But to clarify, I haven't managed to study it beyond its marketing materials and accolades so far. Would you be interested in presenting it to our jury and bringing Girl in the Palms to Berlin? I hope... Now this is where I question if it's AI.
Okay.
Or something.
Okay.
I hope my email feels a little more personable and genuine than most. Ha ha. Can you look at our festival?
Why? Because it made a bad joke?
Hold on. Can you check out with your producer and see if you're interested in competing? I can offer you a big discount code. I hope my invitation at a cheaper entry can extend your wild ride with your film. I think you deserve it. Because I'm scouting directly, there's a refund guarantee if you don't make it to at least the shortlist. Let me know if I have brightened your day and if I can share at least more information with you. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
We live in the future, folks. We can't tell who's real, what's real. The robots have taken over, and they're very pleasant.
Well, I'm just gonna say, like, if that should be the future of how film festivals work. Because you feel like you've already been vetted somewhat.
Right.
And that is a good feeling. You feel like, okay, I'm going to actually spend my money to enter that.
Well, and the fact that he told us that there was a refund if we don't make it through the first round. I mean, that's almost like there's no risk.
Right.
That tells me, obviously, you're going to make it through the first round. That's
Unless
what that tells me.
Unless there's 10 rounds.
Yeah, exactly. That's what that tells me. That tells me, oh, this is you getting my money because you're going to make me feel good. This whole thing is such an ego stroke. I'm involved with a film festival, as I talked about yesterday. Okay? The thing about film festivals that not everyone who's not in the know is not aware of is that film festivals used to be a very exclusive thing. There used to be, I don't know, 1,000 or 2,000 film festivals worldwide.
There's like so many.
Oh my God. There are probably between 25,000 and up. I don't even know how many film festivals there are worldwide now. Almost every major city in the country and possibly in the world has at least one film festival. And the biggest cities have, a dozen. New York City on its own has about 100 film festivals.
Oh, probably. One thing that I'll give you as a tip to entering film festivals, because assuming...
Monthly ones?
No.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Don't enter the monthly film festivals.
Oh, the monthly, whatever. It's a laurel. One, I don't hold out for big festivals. The thing that nobody really talks about is that to get into Sundance, to get into some of these big ones.
We got a story about that.
Well, what you need to understand is like they're kind of programmed out in advance.
Years
In advance. The studio system, whenever they decide, oh, this film needs festival cred, they get it in the queue.
Sundance Institute. Sundance Lab.
You go through the Sundance Institute. You go through the lab. You go through their process, and you might get into their festival. But it's not what you think it is getting in. It's not, oh, I'm going to submit my film, somebody's going to sit there and watch it and think it's worthy to be shown in front of an audience. It's really not that. There's a lot of other elements that go into it. And there's a lot of other elements that go into even getting judged to get an official selection. Like,
there are people who will tell you that they can get you in to the major festivals.
And they'll make you pay them.
They will make you pay.
Yeah, and they're full of crap. Don't waste your time. Okay.
No one can get you in specifically to a film festival.
So I'll tell you a trick that I use, and probably a lot of people out there do, which is look at who's involved in the film festival. Is there a programmer on Film Freeway, or can you look at their website? Look at who's involved and reach out to them individually. And maybe they hate this. I don't know. Screw them. They shouldn't have started a festival if they didn't want this to happen. Reach out to them individually. Send them a note. Hi, my budget for my film was very low. I don't have a huge film festival budget. Will you take a look at my trailer and tell me if it's even in the realm of possibility or if it fits in with your programming, goals for this year? Some years festivals decide, oh, we want to go PG so that we can get people in the butts in the seats.
Absolutely.
We don't want things that are too risky or too R. Maybe they're skewing a certain way to like director writers that year. Who knows?
I mean, just think of it like this, okay? A film festival is a organization that basically has been created to perpetuate itself. The film festival needs to make enough money this year so that they can continue to do it next year, and then the year following that. The way they do that is not to cater to filmmakers, it's to cater to film goers.
Yeah, so bug them a little bit. Make them work for your money some, you know? I mean, why enter...
They're not doing you a favor.
No.
Now, I'm not saying you're doing them a favor by having your film there, but you're paying to have your film there.
Well, you're paying a submission fee to have your film there, and they're making money off of the ticket sales.
Now, let me also tell you this, though. Laurels are valuable. Laurels are great. Okay? Having all those laurels on your poster is wonderful. But other than that, the value of getting into a film festival that you're not actually going to appear at is negligible.
I agree.
The real money in film festivals goes to motels and rental car places and airlines, because that's where you're spending all your real money.
We have been in a few festivals where they gave us a screening fee. That was nice.
That's shocking.
I've been in a few film festivals that still owe me screening fees.
Yeah.
But
just do your research. I mean, is this a well-attended film festival? Do people... Because it would be better to be in like a little burg, like the one that we did in at Snowtown, or the one that we did at Kakalaki,
or High Falls,
or Appalachia. When it's like a really small city that is super excited to have a film festival, they can be such a joy. But you know how much it sucks to sit in a theater and there to be like 10 people and you spent $500 to be there? It sucks. Don't do it.
It's awful.
It's awful.
And then the Q&A where you just want to run and hide in the bathroom.
Yeah.
You'd rather have like IBS than have to stand there and answer
Well, I don't know about that, babe. That's saying a lot. The Woodstock Film Festival there's a lot of celebrities that walk around there. That's another thing. You like go to Sundance and stuff like that, and it's like, oh look, there's that person, and oh look, there's that person, and that. But let me just say this: this has nothing to do with filmmaking. All of those things have nothing to do with filmmaking. It's more like going to Disney. You can't think that if I go to Disney, Disney's going to discover me, and I'm going to start working at Disney. That sounds crazy, but that's just as crazy as if I go to a film festival and I see celebrities. They're going to discover me, and they're going to want to be in my movie, and I'm going to start working for that with them.
Well, I think go to film festivals and involve yourself in film festivals in an honest way, in the right way. Get some laurels on your poster. Go meet some filmmakers, commiserate together, have some drinks. Just take a break from filmmaking.
Do you think people think we're jaded?
Does that sound jaded?
Do
yes,
we sound jaded?
That sounded jaded.
Okay. The Disney thing sounded jaded?
But I think if you go and you have realistic expectations,
right,
then, and you're not a film whore like Hound. You're not a fame whore.
That's a really interesting term. Realistic expectations. I think that's the problem, because I don't think any expectations are realistic. We've already come up with this idea that we can have realistic expectations, but any form of expectation is not realistic.
Well, I think it's saying, let's not let our imaginations go wild. Well, I mean, even the Bible says hope deferred makes your heart sick.
Yes, that's true.
So I feel like if you go into a situation where you're hoping for a certain thing to happen and it doesn't, it's going to make you feel bad. It's going to, especially if you're a healthy, metered filmmaker where you are trying to balance ego and insecurity. And then that pendulum swings towards insecurity.
Right.
And that happens. That hope is deferred. And it does make you it makes people question, what am I even doing?
I think that when you're an artist, okay, and you present something to the world, and I'm not using the pretentious terminology of artist. In my view, everyone is an artist. Everyone has an artist within them. If you put thought and effort into anything that you do, you can turn it into art because it's your version of it. If you making a cake, changing oil, it doesn't make any difference. It can become your art. But when we share something that we believe is special and others sort of take it as, I didn't find that to be that special, that's always a very, very difficult place to put yourself in.
Absolutely. I mean, and I feel like some people are their soul is crushed by it. Mm-hmm. And I've even been in a position where people have come to me for a validation,
right,
of their script. And this is why I don't give out script advice anymore. And I've been a little too soul crushing.
And I've had my soul crushed before. I'm very, very wary of it because there are ways that you can say things. I always say, find something there of value.
Well, you should always say something positive. Preface something by saying something positive. Well, you did finish the script.
And let me not shit on that idea. Anybody who actually finishes a script, man, that is an incredible accomplishment.
I will tell you the exact
feedback. It is
feedback.
So fucking hard.
I will tell you the exact feedback that I give that pisses people off so hard.
Right.
And it's when...
Oh, no.
I've gotten nasty emails back.
This is just about to take a turn, folks.
No.
This whole podcast is about to go hard left.
It's when I point out to a male identifying person that, boy, that their script is a sausage fest and that they should consider turning one character or maybe more into a woman. And the easiest way to do that is to just change the name and the pronouns that they identify by.
Thanks to our sponsor, Movie Mode Merch, the graphic t-shirt store to outfit you for your next film set. Be the person wearing the t-shirt everyone asks, "Hey, where'd you get that shirt?" Cast and crew alike love these inside jokes and filmmaking-inspired designs. Check them out on Insta at Movie Mode Merch.
They get all mad. They say, "Oh, well, you're so woke. Oh, they didn't have men."
They didn't have men.
Yeah.
And I'm not...
Look, I'm sorry. Okay, look. Okay. You can write a story any way that you want to write a story. And no one is going to say, "Why are there women in 1917 in World War I?" Well, I'm sure there were women somewhere in 1917 in World War I. Okay? Somewhere there were.
We're 50% of the damn population.
Okay, so, but you decided that, well, yeah, they're on the front lines. There's absolutely no way there was a woman there. What?
There
couldn't be there couldn't be a damn nurse. There couldn't be.
We were wives.
I mean, yeah.
And don't even get me started on wives in movies. Where,
oh God.
Where if it's a sausage fest,
we have a joke about that. That it's because it's from a movie where this guy this
guy is trying to figure out
this guy is
military man.
He's trying to figure out, like, oh yeah, tomorrow I've got to go and I got to do this mission
and solution to this war.
I gotta figure out how to bomb and save these people.
Okay, hold on. And the woman comes in and she's like, "Oh God, you have the most difficult decision and the most difficult conflict and challenge ahead of you. How will we ever stop this war? I'll make you a sandwich."
They're making sandwiches.
They're making fucking sandwiches!
They're making sandwiches. And there are so many parts for women that are what we call
sandwich makers.
They're making sandwiches.
They might as well be working a fucking Subway. You want sweet onion chicken teriyaki, bitch?
Oh my God!
Infuriating.
It's like, Ryan Gosling is out there saving the world. What's the woman doing? She's working on a club. She's working on a club.
Putting some mayo on here.
It's like Ben Affleck has got to go save the world. All right, frying the bacon so I can make this BLT.
Let's make him a BLT, or maybe get him some water.
That's right.
It happened in the post too.
Hold on! When you're in New Orleans, they make mufaladas.
Yeah, they make po' boys. I got you a po' boy. No, that's if the movie is a Southern character. They bring you a po' boy and a mufalada.
I was like, you want some gumbo? Yeah.
No, it happened in the fucking post. Mm-hmm. The woman, the wife character
of Tom Hanks.
All these brainiacs.
This is a movie with Meryl fucking Streep in it.
And there is like one girl reporter in there. I'll give them that.
Oh no! That girl reporter has one fucking scene where she is reading back the Supreme Court decision.
Oh yeah,
that's all she does.
At the end, they're like, her character really had no arc.
Yeah, let's just have her, and she can like be kind of tearing up.
Wait, hold on.
As the Supreme Court's decision is read.
Who made the post?
Ron Howard.
Okay.
No, or was it Steven Spielberg?
Hold on, Alexa. Who made the movie The Post?
Filmmaking.com. The Post is a drama by director Steven Spielberg.
Oh, it's Spielberg!
I knew it.
Oh, shit.
I knew it. That's why I asked. And, okay, Alexa, stop. And that is a movie that you would think was a female lead. You would think she was the most important character.
I mean, she's one of the most important characters. Yes, absolutely. I would say the movie is centered around Meryl Streep.
She's not, and I can prove it, because when everybody's going crazy and they don't have enough manpower to look through thousands of pages, instead of the wife coming in and helping, what does she do? She makes fucking sandwiches!
She does make sandwiches. That's correct.
And what does the daughter do? She makes lemonade. Oh my God.
And these are great actresses. This is that actress from American Horror Story. The one, she's a great
shit. What's her name?
I don't remember her. I mean, what we're saying is that these are really wonderful actresses that are giving nothing to say and nothing to do.
Well, and I'm just telling you, as a person who will sometimes be forced to give feedback on scripts, I see the problem. I point it out, and I'm the bad guy.
But here's my opinion.
And I should have if I'd have read the post, I'd have been like, you motherfucker.
Well, okay. And Steven Spielberg would not have appreciated that. Steven Spielberg, one of my favorite directors. Absolutely. But it is our responsibility as creators and as writers to write the world the way the world is, or the way the world we would like to see the world be.
Do you know how many times I have confronted a male writer about this, and I have gotten the response back? If they're good guys, if they're honest guys, and they don't just get pissed at me, they say, well, I don't know really how to write women. Like, how would they say that?
Oh my God.
And I'm like, oh God.
No, I mean, it's 100% idiotic. It is for you to say
Sarah Paulson.
Sarah Paulson is her name. Thank you. For you to say that I don't understand how to write women is saying I don't understand how to write people.
You know what? I think it's worse. I think it's an admission that you don't listen to women.
Or that you don't care.
Or that you don't care what they say.
Exactly.
Because if you don't know how to write someone that is talking to you all the time, your wife, your mom,
I'll give
your grandma.
I'll give you a wonderful example to me of a show that really understood its time. And I love the show Mad Men, because the show Mad Men really splits its time between, 2/3 of that show are men, but they realized that the female storylines were some of the most interesting storylines in the show.
Well, really, January Jones, and
what an arc she goes through. Jesus Christ. Don Draper's wife.
What's her character name?
Bitsy. Okay, yeah.
Betty.
Yeah, Betty.
Elizabeth.
Yeah, Betty.
Betty and Peggy.
And Peggy.
And Joan.
Jones, absolutely.
Are like a trifecta of
kind of what women were at that period of time and how they developed.
They added Megan too to be like kind of the younger voice.
The new 60s,
But I would say between those four characters, almost half of that show is female.
By the end. Yeah, that's the thing. That show really realized.
Added in the daughter?
Yeah, they really realized how compelling and interesting the female characters were. And that basically, Don Draper's entire character and personality was built around how he felt about women and how women felt about him. I mean,
I don't know if Don Draper wasn't that good looking and landed all those women. I don't know what his confidence would have been, because it was very much based off of that. And you see that start to erode in the last season. Anyway, I'm a huge Mad Men fan, and we just finished rewatching all of the seasons.
Yes.
Well, I finished rewatching
but
them.
I'm just saying that to shrift all your female characters and have them basically reacting to everything.
Well, I think,
instead of having feelings and having opinions.
Look, if you're sitting there right now and you have a script and there's maybe one or two women in the whole script,
you have a problem.
Well, look at your main characters and imagine them as a woman. It's very simple. You think it's going to upend your entire story? It won't. It won't. Just start by changing the names and changing everything from she to he and him to her.
And see how that works.
And see what happens.
Why can't your policeman be a woman? Why can't your politician be a woman? Why can't... It also adds in a depth immediately without you doing anything. Because all of a sudden you're doing something that's, I wasn't expecting that character to be a woman. We have this movie called The Night We Met. And there was I think it was a comment online or something after somebody had seen it. And they said they really appreciated the fact that a Latin man in the part of this romance
was the lead. Yeah.
Was the lead. And that's
a,
not something we really even thought about.
Well, yeah, it was at a film festival.
It had nothing to do with him being Latin.
At a film festival.
Right.
This girl comes up to us and says, I really appreciated that it was a Latin man, who was the love interest, and it didn't have anything to do with him being Latin. We didn't talk about it.
No.
We didn't focus on it. Usually that's like the whole thing. Like
I'm white and you're Latin. How will people react?
Like in La Bamba, that whole love story was
right.
based on him being, Latin and her being a white girl.
She was kind of making sandwiches in that movie.
She does make sandwiches. But that never crossed my mind. Like, that literally never crossed my mind because I wasn't writing for any particular man. I wasn't writing for any particular race. Mm-hmm. I was just like making this love story. And when he auditioned, he was the right person. He was just the right person.
You know who does women really well is James Cameron. James Cameron has done a great job of balancing his films. Titanic or The Abyss.
The Abyss, I love The Abyss.
Great balance of male-female characters.
And working in a natural way with each other.
Right. That's the...
Sarah Connor!
Sarah Connor, of course. Oh my God, Aliens.
Alien.
Aliens. Yeah, just somebody, first of all, one of the most successful filmmakers of all time, who I call the Leonardo da Vinci of film, just because he invents things so that he can make movies. James Cameron really gets it. So don't tell me that it doesn't work, folks. Don't tell me that you can't create female characters. And honestly, I think we're even beyond that, because really what Cameron did is just basically put a lot of male attributes into, so that the women are like hard badasses. They don't have to be hard badasses.
I'm going to be a little critical of James Cameron lately.
Oh, Avatar?
The newest Avatar, The Way of Water. Okay, in all the promos and stuff, I was sold a bill of goods, which was that, certain people were playing roles. Like,
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
What was her name?
Kate Winslet?
Yeah. I was sold a bill of goods that Kate Winslet was going to be in the movie, right?
Right.
And then I saw like all these things where she was like learning how to hold her breath for like 7 minutes.
8.5 minutes.
8.5 minutes.
Yeah. And
I was like, wow, I can't wait to see what her character is. And she's basically like a mom who cries.
Yeah.
Okay. Really, that's literally all she is.
Yeah, she really is not. No, she does not have a lot to do. She's not powerful.
Hardly anything to do.
Yeah.
And the mom.
Is she making Avatarian sandwiches?
Yeah. They're like fish sandwiches.
Fish sandwiches. Glowing fish sandwiches.
Like fried calamari sandwiches. And also the mom. With her little bow, the main mom.
Right, yeah.
Natiri.
Yeah.
Natiri.
Right.
Is also kind of like, I don't know. I feel absent from the movie. He does focus on, the teenage Sigourney Weaver character. He does do that, and I wouldn't say that it's completely unfair, but I would say the two adult females kind of got short shrifted. Why couldn't one of them have drugged the kid to say they're sorry? Why does it have to be the dad taking authority all the time? And I feel like there's some machismo leaking in there.
What is your opinion on the Bechdel test? Which is the Bechdel test is a test on female representation in film.
Yeah.
It has to do with are there at least two women that are talking.
Well, that are featured.
That are talking about something besides a man.
Okay, are there two women featured?
Right.
Then, when those two women talk
right
to each other.
Are they talking about something besides a man?
Are they talking about something other than the male character?
Right. And how basically almost all films fail this test.
Yeah, it's like you may have like 2 wives and maybe they factor into the story, but then when they're alone together and talking, do they just talk about their husband? Right.
I mean, you go all the way back to, something like Gone with the Wind. And unfortunately, Scarlett O'Hara, when she is talking about Red Butler, when she's talking about a woman. Right, exactly. The film, even when you have 2 women talking.
The idea that women's lives
revolve around
men.
Revolve around talking about men.
I think that you should always keep the Bechdel test in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think your film even has to pass it, but when you're writing, I think you should strive for that. Absolutely. That, if they're just talking about the men in their lives and like he's not that into you, if they have no actual own life, own thought, then why are we bothering to write it? Why are we bothering?
I absolutely agree. I think
it's a device.
I think things like this they come up like you take the movie like The Inconvenient Truth, and it pisses people off to know how fucked the environment is. But Al Gore had to make a movie to show that. And I feel like a lot of what people bitch about being woke is that same vibe. You're pissed that somebody is exposing your misogyny, your racism, your homophobia. The thing that you thought was okay is not okay.
And it changes.
Yes.
Even when we were kids growing up, we called people in school things that we should not
we
call
played
them
a game.
anymore.
I was playing a game called Smear the Queer. That was the name of the game.
That's what
we played
called
it. It was in recess. That's what the name of the game was.
Now, I don't think at that time that was bad to say. But it's bad to say now. It changes.
Right.
We change and evolve. We recognize inequity and try to fix it. If that's being woke, then let's all get woke, please.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So I'm really excited to do this podcast with you because I never really know exactly where we're going to end up with it. And I'm really happy that we got this whole thing out about the sandwiches because the sandwiches thing just infuriates me.
Let me say this. I was like, researching like how to do a podcast. I'm like on TikTok, how to do a podcast. And the first rule universally pretty much is like, to know what your episode's going to be about and to have this kind of structure.
An outline?
And I'm
geez.
like, there's no fucking way we're doing that.
No,
there's
not
just
in the
no
least.
way.
No.
We're going to sit here. We're going to have breakfast together. We're going to have the conversations that you and I usually have.
Right.
And maybe they're interesting, and maybe people get something out of it.
And if I make you laugh and you make me laugh, that's all I care about.
It's just a good morning.
Yeah, I don't. Whether or not you guys are actually interested is kind of like icing on the cake to me. Hopefully you are. But please write your women characters well, please.
And if you don't know how to write women, start listening to them. Start paying attention to them. Start observing them. And even maybe reach out to them and ask them how they might respond in a situation. That just makes sense.
I'm not saying anything because I'm just listening.
It's hard not to get romantic about movies. Thanks for listening to Married to Movies. Jon and Tracy will meet you for breakfast tomorrow. Thanks to our sponsor, Movie Mode Merch, comfortable graphic tees made by and for awesome filmmakers to wear on set and off. Check them out on Insta at Movie Mode Merch.